Y'all, the 4th of July is upon us. And I'm going to share with y'all a recipe that we made so often in the restaurant when we were in our first smaller restaurant downtown. And it's so easy. And Brunswick stew is really a Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina dish that we make to go along with a Boston butt, a barbecued Boston butt, or ribs. And this is so good and so easy. Now, in the old-timey days, my Uncle Bernie used to make his outside using a hog head. The original Brunswick stew was made from the head of a hog. You remove the eyeballs and just ball the head till it just came apart. But in the more modern days, we don't do it that way. I mean, there's probably still some people out there that do it that way. But there's so much an easier way and just as delicious. So I'm going to start with some bacon. And come on now. Don't fail me now. It's going to fail me now. So I'll move it to this one. I've got some diced up bacon that I'm going to cook to give us some bacon fat that will render some bacon fat. And I don't want to cook it until it's crisp. I want it to still be kind of in a soft form. So that'll take about 5 minutes. And I've sprayed my pot so it won't stick. And after about 5 minutes, I'm going to add some diced onion to it and cook that for a few minutes. But if you're having folks over for a barbecue on the 4th, make this, because you will make a lot of people happy with this easy Brunswick stew. No hog's head for us. I don't know if Eddie can get down in this pot and show you, but I don't want my bacon crisp. I want it soft like that, so it will just blend in with our chicken real good. Now I'm going to add the onions, and I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes more. And then I'm going to start adding all of our ingredients. Look at those onions drinking up that bacon liquor. That sounds better than bacon fat, doesn't it? Bacon liquor. Like pot liquor from our collard greens and our turnip greens, our mustard greens. Okay, so just a few minutes on that. And then we're gonna start adding our petite diced tomatoes, a can of creamed corn, some frozen baby limas that are just delicious. I love the way the freezing process works now because they flash freeze these vegetables straight out of the field, and it's just like you've gone out and picked them yourself. I love that. Then we got a half a cup of barbecue sauce, a cup of beef, chicken base, celery, salt, vinegar. Is that vinegar? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I'm going to give it a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then we're just going to let it simmer and let all those flavors blend together. And maybe I can talk Michael into cooking some ribs to go with this. You think, Eddie? Eddie's a rib eater. He loves ribs. All right, those are transparent now, so I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. I'm going to add our chicken broth. I'm going to wash all of that out. And depending on how you like your Brunswick stew, if you like it, all right, about a teaspoon of that. Butter beans. And that's a 15-ounce bag. You know, over the years, they've changed the weight of so many of our vegetables. The old recipes would tell you one weight that they don't even do anymore. Okay. The barbecue sauce. And I like to use a sweet. I like for my Brunswick stew to have a little sweet flavor to it. And my celery salt. And I'm going to let this cook for a while. And then I'm going to throw my chicken in and my creamed corn. But I'm going to let this cook for about 15 minutes until the butter beans are done. Then we'll come back and peep in our pot. You want to peep in my pot, Teresa?
I sure do forget.
Okay. Vinegar. It's clear, so I couldn't see if I'd put it in or not.
How about the Worcestershire?
I've already got the Worcestershire in. I'm going to let this cook for a while, and then I'm going to add my corn and my chicken. And here's an idea for you that might make your life a little easier. You could, once you get all this stuff together, you could put in a slow cooker and add your chicken and your corn and just let it slow cook in your crock pot. And you won't have to tend to it or anything. Just let it simmer and let all those wonderful flavors marry together. And that way you could walk off and leave it if you had to go somewhere. Okay, I'm going to finish up our Brunswick stew, y'all. I've let these butter beans, get almost done. Now I'm going to add our can of creamed corn. That's going to help thicken it a little bit. And you could always add a can of niblet corn. I'm going to add just a little drop of hot sauce. And I'm going to add some fresh ground black pepper. And a little salt. I'll give that a stir. And the last thing to go in is our chicken. And I have used a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store that we picked. And that makes this dish super, super easy. All right, so I'm going to just put that together and let that corn and chicken marry with the rest of the flavors. And then we're going to chow down. Teresa said she's hungry. Brunswick stew is looking real good, y'all. I tasted it, and I like a real sweet barbecue sauce. So I found a bottle that I'm just going to add a little bit to it to kick up the sweetness a little bit. We got about 5 more minutes. Oh, and I did add some whole kernel corn because that can of creamed corn, it is so creamy it kind of dissipates. So I did put some whole kernel corn in it. Like I said, I would recommend once you put everything in the pot together, I'd move it to my crock pot. My slow cooker. I don't use that as much as I do my pressure cooker. Because I'm usually always home. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. And it's hot, 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 hot. Now, where are our ribs? Does Michael have our ribs, Eddie? No?
I can smell them.
You can't? This is so good. And Brunswick stew is one of those dishes that just float with it. Taste it and float with it. And I love putting, sometimes I'll cook a Boston butt in my pressure cooker because I can do it in like an hour. And for barbecue sandwiches, and that would be good torn up and put in here too. Happy 4th, y'all. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.